necessarily reflect those of ownership, management, or advertisers of this station.
And welcome to the Green Hour on WURD at 96.1 FM and also 900 AM on the weekend, sponsored by Celia. I'm your host, Dr. Paul Hopkins. We're here every Sunday from 3 to 4 p.m. You can also find us online at www.wurdradio.com and in the community. My co-host with the most is Health Advocate Bill, 1L Morgan.
Hey,
Bill, you there?
You better cut it out. Yeah, I got it right here, baby.
All right, each week we bring clarity to the conversation about health and environment. We encourage clean living from the inside out. A centerpiece of this is maintaining a healthy lifestyle and getting informed about the connection between good health and what is happening in the world around you. It includes what you consume, what you wear, what products you use on your body, how you clean your home, what you drive, what you purchase, and the decisions you make every day. On the Green Hour, we will focus on the environment as it plays a key part of our social integrity. And on the Green Hour, we will focus on how the people and the planet are one. Without further ado, welcome, family. All right, all right. We got Jordan Booth in here today. Jordan Booth.
Jordan. What's up, everyone? How y'all doing?
What's up, Jordan?
What's up, Jordan? How you doing, buddy?
Yes, sir. Doing pretty good. No complaints. No complaints.
Oh, man, we got you in here.
Yeah.
Now, will you be on a regular, right? Will you be regular, sitting with us
Yes,
on
sir.
now?
Yes,
Then
sir.
Dr. Yen?
This will be
Okay,
a regular
all right.
basis.
Well,
with
welcome
Ngaki
aboard,
and
my
Mike
brother.
on.
Hey, Jordan, you got some
Mike.
nerve, boy. You hang out with us. We got
Boy, you got the weight of the world, brother. You doing it,
Oh,
man.
I
know that's
You doing
right,
it,
sir.
young man, the phenom. That's what we call him, the phenom over
Yes,
there.
sir.
Jordan.
All right,
Man,
man. With
that's
Big
what's up.
B, what's
Yeah,
going
man.
on, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing really well. You know, look, I'm staying in the house because I can't take being no browner. Hallelujah. Alhamdulillah.
Can't
mashallah.
take being no brown. I hear you, brother.
Man, the
Because
sun's
you know
kicking.
what? Man, it threw down last night, brother. Let me tell you, I saw storms I hadn't seen in years. I've never seen the sky just light up continuously, just lighting up.
It was like a
I said,
concert
"Wow."
outside.
It was a major concert outside. You know, I mean, they came through like wind, rain, pouring down.
Wow.
And, you know, I hope the family is doing well. Like, we pray everyone is doing well. And,
Yeah.
you know, that
Mhm.
everyone took, guard with what happened. And when you get those posts that come across your phone, you
Yes.
know, there's some great stuff, man. I want to give, I think we can talk about some of the emergency response things that you can do to put on your phone. There's one that I use on a regular, and you know what, Big B? It actually notifies me whenever one is in my area because I have it on my phone. So it'll
Right.
send me a text and let me know. It's called Code Red. Code
Okay.
Red. CODERED.
Write that one down.
Everybody needs to put that Code Red on there because that's based on Philadelphia area, and you can set up an account on the web, and it'll actually give you updates when anything is outbreaking in your area. You
that's
can
great.
set what it actually looks for. So it can
Wow.
look for everything from emergencies, it can look for fires, it can look for things that are, whether it's medical things that outbreak, or even if there's something like you live near, like say, for example, you live up in the up close to like a power plant or something like that. If anything breaks out, also it deals with traffic, and you can put everything and customize it to your preference
Wow.
based on
Wow.
where you live. And it'll send you a message. It'll either send you a text or it'll send you a 1-800 phone. You can actually
Oh,
have
that's
it
great.
call your phone
That's
up.
great.
And this thing lets me know, and it's spot on, Big B. When I
That's
say
good.
spot on, it literally lets me know. Soon as something hits, and
Yeah.
then 5 minutes later, boom, 5, 10 minutes, or even sometimes it'll give a half hour to an hour
Oh, that's
before
great.
let you know.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I suggest everyone do that. That's called Code Red Mobile Alert. Code
Okay.
Red.
Yeah. That's kind of good to have, man.
Yes.
You asked me if there was something that I wanted to talk about. I didn't have a whole lot in mind, but as I shared with you a few moments ago, we had a death in our family with as far as our church is concerned, man.
Oh,
Our
sorry to hear.
conference president, man, just last night, Elder Fordham, man, just out of nowhere I'm not quite sure as of yet whether or not it had something to do with with that storm, but in my mind that's kind of like what I'm thinking because it was a fire, yeah,
Mm,
out of nowhere. So
mm-hmm.
we're just kind of setting up a prayer for him and his family that are left around, and all our condolences for all those, just like we lost our great general, man, General McIntyre. That
Yes,
was,
yes.
I
And
just wanted to bring that up
absolutely.
because these are folks that we love and admire and want to keep it in front of folk, man, so they get,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yes. And if you have not heard, very dear friend of ours, passed away, and that was General Milt McIntyre.
Yes.
And those that know Milt McIntyre, he's not only a dear, friend of us all. He was a leader, one of the leaders of the men's gathering.
Yes.
But
Yes.
he
Yes.
passed away back, I think it was about a week ago. About a week ago, he passed away. And he was the one that used to come on and give us the updates on,
Yes.
anytime it was
Of
a
course.
Memorial Day or
Yeah.
Veterans
Right.
Day or something, he would always give us an update. He was our general in charge of our
Yes,
Buffalo
sir, buddy.
soldiers, our
Yes,
honorary
sir.
Buffalo soldiers, and also he was an apiarist. So
Yes.
he had his bees. Everybody knows him by I used to call it the General's bees.
Ah,
He would tell me, he said, Dr. Boy, I'm putting them on double time, double and triple time, because people orders are coming in. So,
yeah, man.
we are going to incredibly miss the general and his humor, his
Yes.
wisdom. He used to have a show called Legacy of a Nation,
Right.
that if you were
Right.
part of that Legacy of a Nation, he was
Uh-huh.
always, giving the wisdom, insight, and everything on it. He would have the Aboriginal people, and
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
we would go through the politics and the things. So, I just, miss him. I'm going to miss the friendship more than anything,
Man,
and the
that's exactly what I was gonna
conversations
say. Because
that we used to have, and prayers go out to his wife Ginger, his
yes.
son Omar, who's also part of the men's gathering. His celebration of life is going to be a homegoing service, going to be held on Thursday, July 22nd, and that's at Providence Baptist Church, and that's 87 East Haines Street. And that's going to start 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Celebration of Life is going to be, of course, at 11 o'clock. That's when it's
Right.
going to start. So interment is going to be at Washington Crossing National Cemetery. So we're going to post that information. I got that from his wife, Ginger.
Good.
So we
Good.
keep Ginger in prayer, and also the entire McIntyre family. But we will sadly miss General Milton McIntyre.
When I
Yeah.
first met him, he took me just like I was one of his boys.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
man.
Bill, how you doing? I said,
Man, no,
"Excuse
so
me." Let's get that too.
and,
Yes, sir.
he would have, I took one of the pictures that I love most. He had a picture. He always had his hat, and he
Yes.
always put us
Yes.
in order. And
Yes.
we're gonna, so many great memories. So rest in peace, in power.
Yes.
We say, rest in
Yes,
power.
indeed. That's right, my
General
friend.
McIntyre. General McIntyre, we salute you. Yes. All right, Big B, what's going on in the world, man? This
Man.
Delta Plus is taking off, man. It's
Shut
really
the
starting
front
to make its
Dude.
rounds. We've been talking about this over a month. We've been talking about this for a
A
long time.
long time. And for
And I
those
said a
who
threat
chosen not to
anywhere.
listen, they
A
are
threat anywhere.
Yes,
It's
sir.
a threat everywhere. You got to
Everywhere.
remember that. You can't just ignore the fact that it's happening in India, which was
Yeah.
happening over a month ago, and we were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing moves across like in waves. Hit the UK, and then came right
Yes.
around, and now it's hitting us. It's the dominant variant.
Yes.
And with that, it's now causing more rise in the numbers.
Mhm.
And I want you to give out our latest numbers that you have it from our
Sure.
favorite website, if you could, Big B.
You got it, man. As of 11 minutes ago, Dr. Paul, these are our quick facts number. And I kind of refreshed it just before we came in. and the numbers have not changed. We are total confirmed cases right at this moment of 191,083,868. Those are the confirmed cases around the world, guys. Total critical cases, 80,657. Total deceased worldwide, 4,103,278. Total active cases, 18,332,047. And total recovered. Give me my mental health moment. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
he's right there. He's on.
The button. Boy, that's what's up. Here we go, guys. 172,318,046. Now that's what's up. That's what's up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we always celebrate those that have total recovered from
Yes.
the COVID-19
Yes.
on any level. You know, we know the impact of how that changes you and your perspective, but also your family and those
Yes.
that are around you. But also it does a mental job on you, because you got to start to now, it impacts you to look at life from another perspective. You say,
Amen.
how am I living? Am I doing this thing right? You know, am I starting to keep myself on point? So it challenges us to now reward you, and then now also give you the extra added, continue to do what you do
Yes.
to keep it moving, right? Keep
Yes,
it moving.
Indeed.
The body corrects itself 11 times faster than you get sick. So what you do is you feed the body. That's where we say the nature's path is nature's way, that
Yes.
God has always provided something for you to help you correct that, to build your immune system. So what we do, want to continuously keep everyone in prayer. You know, this thing is moving, Big B. We're talking about total new infections at a rate of about, here in America, at 70% right now. Hospitalizations up 36%. Deaths up 26%. There's also there was actually 27 states reported 66% breakthrough infections, which means those who had the shot, now they got it. So what's happening, they're pushing it as far as also unvaccinated. But we look at it as, you know, a lot of people are sickly already because of the food choices that we're eating. We're exposed to too much industrialization. We need to start to really match bound what you're eating. Get into a game plan, get into a program. Look what you're doing. Do things holistically.
Pay attention.
You know, we've been talking about a long time, doing things holistically. You know, stay in your rotation. You know, start to exercise. You can't just eat herbs and stuff and not exercise, Big B.
Man, isn't that the truth? Yep.
You know, so, you know, it's interesting. I was saying yesterday that, you know, I was supposed to be in Colorado last week.
Okay.
Last week I was supposed to be in Colorado, part of the Major League Baseball.
Right,
you know,
I remember from last year.
Every year, Pedro, Sierra, all the Negro League players and everything get together. And this year I said, I ain't going. I'll see y'all later. And they were like, why are you not going? I said, because this thing is not as deep. It's not as easy set as you think it is, gentlemen. I said, you know, really what's happening right now, this thing is moving. So you got to sort of, you know, pull it back a little bit and understand that there's a variant still moving. And one thing that I'm not hearing is that they never speak on the fact that we just went through a whole 4th of July.
Man,
they're talking
so
about the
true.
rise. The rise could be coming very much to the fact that people were out. I saw pictures of folks just wild, you know, no man.
Out. Just use that phrase. Just wild out.
Large events, you know. But, you know, we had 6 New York Yankees that actually came up with tested positive. Now they're talking about the Olympics now, because
I was
with
gonna say that.
Olympics now possibly being forfeited now because there's one tested positive. I think 5 workers tested positive, and I think 8 hotel employees actually tested. So now, you know, all these things are starting to rev in, you know, it's going to raise this ugly head again, but it goes back to now, what are you doing? So what we're going to do today, we're going to go into some questions about that. I want to go into a special topic today, you know, going back into there's certain things I talked about yesterday. There's albizia, which is actually one of the nervines, which actually is also a adaptogen, helps people relax, because all this stuff that's going on, you know, you want to be able to relax. So today I want to go into what's called bitter tonics.
Bitter tonics. Okay.
Bitter tonics. And what do bitter tonics do? Why are the bitters better for you. And why is it traditionally in our culture? You can look at every culture on the planet and you can find that there was some form of bitter tonics used in their culture. So Big B, we're going to open up the phone lines, give folks the information how they can call in if they have a testimony, concern, questions, things like that, and we're just going to go moving on forward. Okay,
you got it, guys. And listen, be in mind that you know what, this is not a time to sit back and just chill. You got to ask the questions, comments, you know, all the kinds of things that are out there. And give us a call down here at WRD Radio. Our local calling number is 215-634-8065. Again, that's 215-634-8065. If you're out of the calling area, that is out of Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, you can get us right here at 866-361-0900. Again, that's 866-361-0900. That's Black Talk Media, WRD Radio, 96.1 FM, 900 AM, right here in Philadelphia.
All right, and thank you, Big B, for that.
Sir, man.
And you know, keep us up to date with your that was your leader of your church. How he's
sure.
Okay,
I will do that.
How things are going.
That was a shock. That hit my Facebook page earlier this morning. And I said, wow.
Was he just a leader or was he one of the pastors?
No, he was actually the conference president.
The conference president.
He was the conference president, yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we got to send our prayer out to him. Yes.
And by the way, I also understand his son was there in the house with him when his name is Sean. And everything, I guess he is now in critical condition at the at the hospital. So you're gonna have send us some serious prayers on behalf of Sean, you know, because we want to make sure that man, let's put it like this: this world is so crazy. You know, that's the term.
Yeah. A lot is going on around the world. You know, did you see the floods are going on also in Europe right now? You know, the mudslides and things, man. That is amazing.
Hey, can I say something real crazy here?
Yeah.
Matthew 24. Okay,
yes,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, these are the beginnings of sorrows, buddy.
Beginning.
So the yeah, and let me just say this, friends. I love you all. The reality is you know what, I'm who I'm but I'm going to do my best to make it as straight as possible, so that my life becomes an example of what is good in this world. There is so much other crap going on. You know, look, fires. You know, what's that other word they call it? You've got pestilence, all sorts of crazy stuff going on in this world.
Wars and rumors. And listen,
if you don't, whether you believe there's something out there or not, listen, guys, take care of your health. Right now, you got the sheriff and what I think out in California somewhere that is not going to uphold the mask mandate because he says it's not scientifically proven. It's not based on science fact. Hey, y'all, let me just say this here. We hear all the information. Yes, we know it's confusing. The reality is you got to take care of you, even if they do mess up.
And also, you know, with that, LA County, largest county in America, just went back to indoor masks as of yesterday. So yeah, it's and we're moving back into the fall season, which we know is that we call the blackout zone, which is actually October, moving into the the next year, which is actually the end of April. So in that zone, that's when the blood gets thicker, less light during the day. So now we have the highest levels of those who are deficient in vitamin D. So all of this is happening at the same time. You got to prepare for yourself right now, family. So we're going to go in today to talk about the bitter tonics, how you can continuously get yourself in order. And I want to go into some of those specific things that were done culturally. But before we do that, we have some callers. And Jordan, we got Diane on the line. Is that Diane?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey, Dr. Paul, how are you?
I'm doing all right, Diane. How you doing?
You know what, Dr. Paul, I just left Sarasota, Florida. And what part of me? Umatilla, Florida. I'm talking to you live.
All right.
Trees and the essence of the water. But one thing I want you to know, they don't have they don't have crystal geyser water out here. We got to do something about that in Florida.
What's the matter with them?
That's right. Handle the business.
So what's the closest water that they have there, that spring water bottle at the source? That would be, of course, like Fiji, things like that.
Yeah. Okay, but I've been sneaking and drinking some Perrier. Is that okay?
No. Carbonated, right. Carbonated. Remember, carbonated beverages. Anything carbonated. The whole concept behind carbonated. Yeah, well, the whole concept behind carbonated is, remember, you breathe in oxygen, you breathe out carbon
Yeah.
dioxide, right? Which
Yes.
is waste.
Well,
So if you're breathing out
well,
waste, which is carbon, why are you drinking it? Don't drink it, because it's
but Dr.
ultimately,
Paul,
yeah.
I'm allow you and Bill to handcuff me because I've been bad. Drinking
Oh,
bad water.
shame on you.
I just want to
But
say, I
the
just want to use
scenery
one
here is
example.
fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, but the scenery here is fantastic. It's copacetic. Folks are shaking hands, speaking, greeting, and I let everybody know. They say, "Where you from?" I said, "The home of those losing 76ers and the Eagles." They said, "Oh, sorry to hear that."
Oh, shame. I'm tough.
Oh,
I'm
wrong.
tough. We tell on you.
Wrong.
but I just want to say hello, and I hope when I get back to Philly, everything will get better.
All right. Well,
And,
thank you
and let
so
them know
much.
about you, Dr. Paul. Okay.
That's right. Be
Take
safe.
care.
All right. And you just unpack that just a little bit more with the carbonated, and not to beat her on the head with that, but that is something that's a concern. A lot of people have that question. The carbonated beverages, we have a thing where you can see where we take the water, we take a gallon of like alkalized water, and literally you can take a cap full of soda or like a ginger ale or something, pour it into the water, and it literally destroys the water in a matter of seconds.
Wow.
So that water can represent your body. So that means that carbonization is the form it creates acid, so it now proliferates faster. That's why acid moves fast. So you don't want to mess with carbonated beverages because that's going to make your knees hurt. It's going to make your joints hurt, your bones, and all those things. So watch watch those things, family. I know it's hard to hear. All right, Brother Youssef on the line. Brother Youssef?
Yes. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, brother Joseph.
How you doing, brother?
You were talking a few shows ago, might have been last week, about somebody wanting to have their sweat glands removed because something about they sweat too much.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
During these last few days when it was extremely hot, I got on the back of my vehicle and I worked on the back of it for hours, loving to see that sweat coming out of me. Because people don't realize that sweat makes whatever is inside of you that don't belong inside of you come out of you. I'm saying,
Amen.
when I eat my garlic, my horseradish, my red onions, and my peppers, that automatically goes in me, and whatever tries to get in me and feed off of me, it's going to retreat. People don't realize the deadly virus that's out here is a tiny parasite that feeds off your internal blood, and it stays in you. And if you don't sweat it out of you, or you don't put something in you that'll drive it away from you, it's going to keep feeding off you, and that's what's killing people. Now, mosquitoes, biting flies, and things like that, they're parasites too, but they're external. They just want to bite your blood like a bed bug and run off. They want to just, get a little blood out of you and run off. They don't want to stay in you or in you. And that's the difference. They're both parasites. They're both capable of causing you some serious death or injury. But the virus called COVID-19 or corona, it goes inside of you. And if you don't have your sweat glands to sweat stuff out of you and put the right herbal things in you, it's going to take its effect. So you're right about people not removing their sweat glands. Man, I loved it. My shirt was soaking wet. I said, okay, if a virus comes my way, it's war. And
It's
I
in
got
trouble.
the right weapon against it. I got an atomic bomb waiting on it. Called sweat.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
man.
That's right.
All right, man.
All right, thank you, Brother Youssef. Always a pleasure, man. And you're spot on as usual. We talk about the sweat glands. You got to move that lymphatic system, secondary circulatory system, number one system that's actually under attack right now. When you start to see the swelling in the legs, feet, Big B, we had a great family tree.
Man, I was just thinking
that
about
was,
that. Talking exactly about this.
People have really responded.
Yes.
And if you didn't see this or you didn't participate on Wednesday, I did a breakdown of the lymphatic system, and we had on there a guest I pulled off of right off of YouTube, an excellent presentation where a young lady had the ability of showing you how to do a simple lymphatic massage.
Yes.
How to move this stuff out of you, because when people have this swelling in the legs, behind the legs, in the ankles, in the feet, Also in the areas of the midsection, or even in the areas around the neck area, or the face, because we talked about the face too. We did a
Yes.
full body massage, and she showed you how to do it. And I tell you, that has been in probably one of the most response that people started saying, wow, that's something I've been trying to do, and I've been doing it, and I've been feeling
Yes.
better already.
Yes.
So
yes.
you got to move that lymphatic system, and that's what drives it is your sweat glands. If you move the sweat glands, you can't release those toxins. Then now where's it going to do? It's going to back up inside of you.
Yes.
So you can't get it moving, and then it backs up, and then actually you'll see a pseudomotor. This is a thing called the pseudomotor, which is your sweat glands, shuts down. Then the body says, well, I can't get rid of it, B, so I'm going to have to dump this in your blood. Then it dumps it in the blood. Now we got an autoimmune deficiency going on. Now that deals with other issues of complications. Liver starts to back up. So it causes a multitude of problems, but it all comes back to you exercising a little bit along with those things that you do with the herbal or the foods and the nutrition and all of it. That's why we call it holistic health. So, yes, if you want to get that, Big B, tell them where they can get that on Facebook.
Yes, Dr. Paul. As a matter of fact, they got to go to Dr. Paul's Health Network, which is what you need on Facebook, and you want to go there and sort of join and the group. Or you can get it actually on my Facebook page as well, because I have it right there. That's Bill Morgan. And just click on it's right. Matter of fact, it's right near the top. Okay. You can actually take a look at the video itself. It was God's invitation. It's off the chain. Also, there's one other thing which I don't usually do to everybody, but we also translate the chat that's going on. You know, each week. And guys, if there's anyone that's listening and they want to get a chance to take a look at what that chat looks like, just send me an email to mechavideo@gmail.com. We'll send you out a copy of the chat. Listen, guys, all the stuff that we talked about last Wednesday night is in the chat. And I'm going to tell you, when you go back to Dr. Paul's Health Network, let's put out a field to say, Dr. Paul, can I join? Yeah. And he'll let you in. Okay. Yeah. And you get access to all. Listen, I'm talking about all of the family tree, not just this past month, Wednesday night, but all the ones in the back as well. So it gives you access to everything. We do that every week, guys. So
yes,
there you are.
Big B, you're the one that posts all those things. That's what I say, check with Big B. And that's Mecca Video, MECCA video.
Mecca Video at gmail.com.
At gmail.com. That's right. Okay. All right. We got to take a quick break. Jordan's giving me the pull. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to go into the bitter tonics. And also we have callers still calling in. All right. So we want to hear from you. See what you got going on your side. This is 900 AM, 96.1 FM. This is Dr. Paul and Bill 1L Morgan. We are the Green Hour. We'll be right back.
Wayne Avenue Health Food, located at 5007 Wayne Avenue, has been in business for 29 years. Wayne Avenue Health Food is a one-stop shop for all of your quality vitamins, herbs, and information with exceptional, friendly, experienced service. Wayne Avenue Health Food is open 7 days a week and delivers in the Philadelphia area and ships all over the country. For more information, call 267-338-6488.
Get in and get seen at the Einstein Orthopedics Fracture Care Clinic. If you think you've broken a bone or have been told by your doctor that you have a fracture, the Einstein Fracture Care Clinic offers same-day, in-person, or telehealth appointments. We don't just give you peace of mind. Einstein Orthopedics provides answers when you need them. Visit einstein.edu/fracturecare to learn more.
The WURD Radio Newsletter, keeping you informed, engaged, and connected. Sign up by visiting wordradio.com. Scroll to the bottom of the page and type your email address under Connect with Us. You'll receive the latest information on WURD Radio, messages from our president and CEO, Sarah Lomax Reese, exclusive articles and multimedia content, and resources. Stay informed with the WURD Radio Newsletter. You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
And we are back. This is Dr. Paul and Bill 1L Morgan and the Green Hour, and we're talking today about some good stuff. We talk about the bitters today, Big.
Yes,
what are the bitters? They say, why is this stuff so bitter.
No, they say, Dr. Long, why is that so nasty? Let's just go to the block. Why is that so nasty?
Yeah, don't taste sweet. If it don't taste sweet, I don't want it. Yep, that's where we gotta restructure the mind concept of what we're eating. Restructure the taste buds. That's what's happening when you have a sugar that has now taken over everything in your food. If it doesn't have sugar or salt, you don't want it. But really, that's the whole concept of this thing, Big B. When this thing has been refined, the sugars of the body, of the foods, and they put these refined white sugar, refined white salt, it's changed it now to a chemical. So really, you are your mind and your taste buds are connected to something that you think is sugar, but it's really not. It's actually a chemical. So when something you get natural and you try to match that sugar by putting like some, some people will say, well, I got some honey. You ever make some tea and you put a whole lot, they just keep on putting it in there.
Then you OD on honey. That's what it is.
It's not sweet enough. That's because you're trying to match honey with natural sweeteners with that chemical, and it's never going to happen. You're never going to have it sweet enough. It's not sweet enough. No, it's not sweet enough to that chemical that you're actually connected to. And you can see it on the taste buds. You can see a film over the taste buds. If you look at your tongue, if you see a white coat on the tongue, that has everything to do with having the what we call the process or chemicals that have now desensitized the taste buds. Wow. When you desensitize the taste buds, it's almost like you lost the ability to taste food. And you'll hear many people say that. They say, Big, hey, you know what? I can't taste food no more. I don't know what it is, but I can't taste food no more. It seems like everything tastes the same, or it's bland, or it doesn't have any flavor. I used to get excited about food. Well, the food has changed, and yes, the food does not have the mineral count that it used to, and that we are in an industrialized, situation. Stay away from the conventional, get more to the organics. But a lot of it has to also do with your addiction to this chemical thing that's called sugar. And also the salts, the refined salts. It's not the salt, because the salt is good for you. You need salt. That's what balances and controls your blood pressure, your sugar levels, also the balance and the rhythm of the body. It grounds the charge. But it's the type of salt that you're getting. You're getting the refined salt, not the unrefined. So you need the one with the mineral in it, not the one that's been white salt, which is sodium chloride. That's bleach. You got it? So that's why you don't want that one. So what do you do to reset this thing? Well, that's what we talk about, the bitter herbs. That's what the bitters do. The bitters don't always just go in and bind to the toxin and then start to move it out of the body, because that's what it does. Bitter says, Big B, where is he? Come on, let me in. I'm going in. I'm going after him. Where is he? I'm going after that bad guy. I'm going after him, and I'm going to bind to him so I can pull him out of you. That's what bitters do. So they go in, not only do they bind to bacteria, virus, fungus, sepsis, parasites, things like tumors, cancers, and things like that, but it also pulls that stuff out of you like a dragnet. And that's why you got to drink water. So when you deal with bitter herbs, you got to start to now have a lot of water. That's why water is so critical with everything you are. Water is the life force for everything. There's ways of getting back to health just drinking water.
The right kind of water.
The right kind of water. That's correct, B.
Yes, sir.
So I want to go into the bitter tonics and what the tonics are. I'm going to get one more call in. We got Vera. Vera?
Dr. Paul?
Yes, Vera. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for taking my call. I must let you know I'm very thankful for your teaching. I never thought about sweat gland. I'm 76. And ever since you mentioned about sweat gland, I love to sweat. I go out my way to sweat by walking and doing more exercise. And I got to say, I thank God for you.
Thank you. Thank you. And you keep on sweating because
I just want to
listen, I sit down at a bench in Chestnut Hill just to sweat.
Go ahead, Vera.
Right.
Go ahead.
I enjoy my sweat hot days.
That's right.
Yes.
Then make sure you're drinking plenty of water and you keep it moving.
I have your water. My daughter said to me, Mommy, stop buying water. The whole house is full of water everywhere I turn. And you know what kind of water it is.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Bottom at the source. That's
Bottom
right.
at
That's
the
right.
source. Crystal geyser.
I know that's right.
That's right. Well,
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what? Sarah,
I
you
thank
keep.
God for you. Oh, yes. This teaching is healthy.
Yes, thank you so much. But this is God's teaching. This is not my teaching. You know, what we say is that we don't break the universal principles. This is God says, you know, obey my laws, statutes, and my commandments. And these are the things that He set forth on us. And these are the things that are laid out. This is nobody rules. We don't own these rules. This is just great. God said, this is how this ecosystem is going to work. And this is how I want you to perform inside of this system. So, you know, participate in those things that I have set for you, you know, where the herbs of the meat of the earth, the trees are for the healing of the nations, all these things. And then you shall live life and have it more abundantly. But you have to choose life. And that's what we got to do. We got to work within this. Stop breaking the rules. So, Vera, thank you so much for your comments. We really thank you so much for just chiming in today, you know, and you keep on doing what you're doing. All right.
Hang up, please.
All right.
And make sure you hug that tree while you're there, Vera.
Hug the tree.
It'll kind of cool you out. Hug that tree.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right. That's cool.
So back to this, Big B. You know, the bitters. You know, what is a bitters and where is it coming from? Well, you remember these are the bitter tonics. You know, I can think of 2 tonics that, you know, actually 3 tonics I used to have all the time, even when, you know, when you have them seasonal that you would get. And those 3 tonics, not to diagnose, treat, kill, prevent any disease, just food for the soul, they were traditional tonics from the culture of the people in which they come from. Right. Some may have heard of one called woodroot tonic. Woodroot tonic. That was the Cameroons. They had this concept of where they said, well, we're going to put this in, and not just that we got to put all of these herbs together, because not everybody can follow all the herbs and do all the different ones. So we're going to give a condition. We're going to put all of them together in one form. And that form is actually a balance of all the herbs that you're going to need based on the season that you're in. So that's what was called the traditional bitter tonics. That's where they come from. Cleansing every change of season. So if you, in the summer, winter, spring, fall, you're supposed to be doing something. Traditionally, a lot of places, may teach, or we actually, as here in America, may not do but one cleanse a year, but you shouldn't. You should cleanse every change of seasons. You got it, Big B?
Yes, that's right.
And that means that every season you're going through something, you got to cleanse. So woodroot tonic was one. Another one was called black seed bitters tonic. Yes. Not the oil, but the tonics. And what was it again? Yes, these were the herbs that what they do is they aid in digestion. And that's for temporary loss. That's when you deal with it aids for people who have issues of loss of appetite. Mm-hmm. It increases the flow of saliva and digestive fluids. Mm-hmm. And it can also increase the fluid secretion in mucous membranes. So what's happening is that's what's actually getting this stuff out of you. You know, when people have a lot of mucus issues, you know, we probably got somebody that's listening right now say, hey, you know what? I got a lot of mucus, man. Every time I get all this mucus, I can't even get this mucus out. Well, that may be because you're eating too many foods that are so toxic, in those cases acidic, that your body has to rev up the mucus to pull this out. So that's what the bitter tonics do. They stimulate the alkalinity in the body to start to rid this stuff out of you. But remember, mucus is not a bad thing. It's just the point of the body. It's the body's transient system for removing waste out of the body. So when it turns white versus when it turns yellow, and then it turns green. Right. So that's what's happening. It's going through its cycle of intensity based on whatever it's actually trying to remove out of the body. So that means when it's white, it's one color and thickness. And then when if it's like, wait a minute, this thing is a little tough, we got to toughen up because it's actually getting stronger, then it turns to a yellow color. That means I'm going to pull more water out of it, make it thicker, because if I thick it, it's going to be able to bind to that stuff, pull it out of you. And then if it gets real thick, that means that you're fighting some real stuff. That's when you see the the mucus, it comes out greenish color.
Yes, exactly.
That's usually some kind of a live virus thing. If you see somebody spit out some green, you better say, "Whoo, I think I better get on out of here, big."
I know that's right. I'm about to get the kick in here. That's why water is so important, right?
Yes, that's why water is so important. So the body uses in so many miraculous ways. But the thing, if you can't see what's going on, the body has an intelligence of itself that we've ignored for so long. And that this is actually what the body has been known to do, is to fight all of this stuff. But you got to know how to balance it out. So if you're taking bitter tonics, you got to drink a lot of water. All right, Big B, we got to take one more commercial, and then we're going to go back into some more questions or those online. This is Dr. Paul, and this is Bill 1L Morgan with me on the Green Hour, and we'll be right back.
Are you an educator looking for a life-changing opportunity? Youth Build Philly Charter School might be the home for you. Apply to Youth Build to join a family of educators dedicated to learning and growing with young people. Check out current opportunities at youthbuildphilly.org or follow them on social media at YouthBuildPHL. Join Youth Build today. Youth Build is now accepting applications for the class of 2021.
Remember the last time your family visited the forest? It's a place of wonder and imagination for the whole family, where stories come to life. And it's closer than you think. Ready to plan your next visit? Make the forest part of your story today at a local park near you, or find one at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
And we are back. This is Dr. Paul and Bill 1L Morgan, the Green Hour, and today we're talking about bitter tonics. You know, the understanding of why foods are bitter, as Big B say, nasty. Why are they so nasty? Now you know why, in God's perfect, plan, that is for a purpose. It's not just to get on your nerves and just to make something nasty, but that's what you have to work on, is your delivery system. You know, how you adapt to these bitters. You'll be surprised. Big B, you know what? My grandmom had this one tea. Ethel May, she had this one tea. And it was she introduced me to this very young. And it was a diabetic tea. It was for, one of the number one pharmacies in the world was right here in Philadelphia. It was called the Hausmans. The Hausman brothers were back in the day. That was one of the first pharmacies where they called pharmacies where they had herbs in the country. It was right here, around 6th and Girard. That's right, 6th and Girard. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Right there, 6th and Girard. And that's where I found out. Everybody heard that story I told about the grandmom and how she told me to go get the herb and all that. And then she knocked out by diabetes, literally, by taking this herb, right? So I remember when I took the first thing, she said, Little Paul, you going to take this with me. I said, man, I had enough. I got to go get it. Now you want me to take it with you? I was like, I really don't want to take this. No, you going to take this too, because if it's good for me, it's good for you.
I know that's right.
And she, after a while, oh my goodness, this was the bitter. This tea was so bitter that I could barely get it down. But then something amazing happened. You know what happened, Big B?
What's that?
I got reset. After a while, the more I took it, the more I said, I don't even taste the bitterness anymore. It's like your body adjusts to it. And at that time, I noticed that I learned something. And that was my first lesson. And that first lesson was that I was desensitizing the taste buds. I was getting my taste buds back to food again. Yes. And I was pulling off the toxins and chemicals and things that I was ingesting that were actually blocking my ability to taste food. So guess what? It was working. And as the story goes, Grandma, she knocked her. From that time, she took that bitter tea. It's actually Hausman's Brothers formula. It's actually called Hausman's Brother Herb Tea No. 1. Okay. It's actually a diabetic formula. that you can get from Houseman's. Actually, they're now Penn herbs. The Penn herbs.
Okay. Yes.
They actually have that original #1 formula. And the guy was 99, man. When I met the guy, one of the Houseman brothers, one of the original Houseman brothers, he was 99 then.
Wow.
He had a whole wall of nothing but herbs. But the whole concept and story behind this is that the bitters, they work. Got it? All right. Who do we have on the line? Is that AB?
Dr. Paul has it all.
Oh, what's up, brother AB? How you doing, man?
Look, I want to ask you a couple questions on body structure. And so I'm 68 now, and when at 62, it seemed like my body structure, it was kind of firm, kind of a little stocky. And so in the last 4 or 5 years, it seemed like my body structure has changed. I don't know if it's my most muscles in my joints, but I seem like I'm a little smaller, but I work out, I'm in pretty good health. So I just want you to know, if you can hit on, as you get older, does your body structure itself changes?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. The bone density changes. We have all changed because I believe that with the food choices that we are eating now, the food, they said, Brother AB, in 1947, the food doesn't have 47% of its nutrients, in 47. So what does that mean now? That means as we're constantly going downhill with the industrialization of all the foods, every day the food gets weaker and weaker. So what does that mean? That means our body doesn't have the ability to clean the blood, clean the bone marrow. That means blood. And then next thing you know, that's when the tendons start to get weak. The bone density gets weak. We're losing. We're going constantly down. So it's going to affect the muscles. Lack of potassium, lack of magnesium. These are the things that give the body its intensity as far as strength. So, yeah, we all seem to get a little weaker, it seems like, and you might have that knee acting up or the hip acting up. Or you might if you start taking your pH, you notice that, wow, it seems like I can't get pH balanced enough. I can't stay above, 6.5. What's going on? A lot of it has to do. Yeah.
Right. And my weight has been for the last 4 or 5 years, has just been maintaining. I'm 5'9", and I've been staying at between 177 and 184. It ain't went up. It ain't go down. It's just right there. It won't go nowhere.
Yeah. So you're maintaining the balance there, but you can see the difference with your strength. Usually that's where it seems like the strength, and that's structural. You just got to make sure that you're structurally sound. I always tell folks that, a lot of times we're talking about the sublation, which is the spine itself, and how, bone touching nerve or misalignments based on how we stand, how we walk, the hip action, all that stuff has to be in perfect balance. And sometimes you're just sitting on the wrong side. Sometimes you're leaning on the favorite chair, or you're driving with your head forward, and it causes issues and pressure on the spine. And then we start to rotate forward, and then that's on our muscles. That's because we got weak muscles. So I would probably focus more on building muscle strength with things starting with your back, or we say core exercises and back muscles. That usually starts to help the body get its rhythm back and also its structure back. All right.
Okay, I might have to. Them grandkids been out, them little ones. I might have to bring them back so I can chase them and run them around the house.
There you go. That'll be it.
That's
there
what's
you
up.
Go.
See,
tie string on them.
That's right.
Thanks,
tie string.
Appreciate you.
All right, brother AB. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. All right. All right, who we got?
He got it going on.
He got it going on.
Gonna get his exercise done by chasing the grandkid. I know what's up.
Oh yeah, he gonna be on. That's better than the treadmill.
Man,
all right, we got Neitha from Florida. Neitha.
Hi, Dr. Paul. How are you?
All right, we're doing well.
Good,
Florida
good,
in the house.
Yes, indeed. I just a couple things. First of all, the lady who called from Florida, Sarasota, that was a general statement. Please, you can get crystal water in Florida. You just can't find it.
I know that. You just tell her where.
You can't find it in the supermarket. But in the dollar store, but specifically the Dollar Tree, because I usually can't find it in Dollar General, and Big Lots. So you can get it, people who live in Florida. I know, because I get it.
Okay, all right. That's good information. Hope she's listening. Yes.
Right. Other thing, Dr. Paul, I'm a health professional. I'm a visiting nurse, and I was up in Philadelphia working when the pandemic hit, but then my husband got sick and got COVID, and we had to come back down here to our home because he needed more room. But he survived it. However, I never missed a beat because I got angry because I didn't hear them talking about building immunity, and I understand why. You can't make money off of building immunity, not the big pharmaceuticals. I know that. But the water, could you explain? Because I do a lot of teaching. I'm a visiting nurse, and I teach. I'm a holistic nurse here. And I want to explain, and I'm explaining to them about water. I heard you explain about not that carbonated water, the water they add stuff to, and what about the purified water? What is it that they do, or why you should not drink that one?
Yeah, there's actually 4 waters we say stay away from. And the whole concept goes back to understanding how water and it affects on the anatomy of the body. So remember, water is H2O, hydrogen. Got it?
Right.
So hydrogen, greatest source of energy in the universe, is the energy source. That's the circle of life. Wherever you see hydrogen, you see energy. But when you manipulate the hydrogen and take it out the water, you just stole the charge. Now, if you steal the charge, you're going to send the water. When you drink that water, it's going to send you into a state of what's called acidosis. So that's why we say stay away from 4 waters. Anything purified, filtered, reverse osmosis, and distilled. Why? Because when you pull the charge, you pull the hydrogen. You pull the hydrogen, you just destroyed the water. Now, that's when you drink that water, sends you into a state of acidosis. Now, your body's in a crisis. It's trying to recover. So what does it do? I'm going to look for some alkaline from somewhere else. So I'm going to grab it from you and other parts of your body. I'm going to grab it from your hip. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab it from your hip. And then it grabs from the hip, and you say, oh, man, my hip is bothering me. Oh, my knees are bothering me. Yep, because you're drinking the wrong water. Got it? It's clean. Yes, it's clean, but it has no charge, which is why you'll never see water that doesn't have any charge anywhere. Ultimately, if it's purified, you got to ask yourself the $1,000,000 question. If it's purified, what was it before you got it? Bad water.
Okay.
Got it? So that's why if you buy water, spring water bottle at the source, that's the waters that's found in what's called geysers or aquifers, deep in the earth, untouched by air. So when they tap them inside the earth. So when they tap them, sometimes matter of fact, they're in the earth. When you open that for the first time, that's the first time it touches air. So that means that's a pure form of source of water. Crystal Geyser just happens to be the one that is less expensive, but there's a lot of them out there. And there are purifying waters all around the planet. But the whole concept is you got to make sure it's spring water bottled at the source. That's the key.
Okay. Yeah. So one other thing you mentioned, and it made me think when you were talking about the taste buds. Isn't it very important to scrape your tongue? Because I do have a tongue scraper, and I scrape my tongue, and you're scraping all that white stuff off, and it makes so much sense with the taste buds. So that's another thing. It's going to be a gift that I'm going to be getting together to give out in their tongue scraper.
Yes, Lisa, you are spot on. You are spot on. Scrape the tongue. That's what they call them. They call them tongue scrapers. That's correct. They actually have devices that you can buy right in the store. But here's the thing. You can just take your regular, your toothbrush and just scrub the tongue. That's all you need to do.
That's true. And I do that. But I remember a dentist. I went to a holistic dentist, and he told me, you need to scrape your tongue. That was the first time I heard about it. I said, okay. All right.
You probably said, what?
Well, thank you, Professor. I go to class 3 times a week, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Well, thank you so much, Sister Neetha. We appreciate you. And definitely, Florida in the house today, y'all. That's right. And yes, you are in Florida. You can get it also at the Dollar Tree. And she said Big Lots. So, hey, y'all, that's the same thing going on up here. All right. We got Ron on the line. Ron?
Dr. Paul?
Brother Ron.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
You can. He will.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you for taking my call. I'm standing tall with Dr. Paul.
I know that's right.
Everybody rapping today.
I know it's rapping today, buddy.
I appreciate you.
I heard the other caller, man, drop a little lyric, so I said, why not?
All right, Dick. Go ahead, bro.
Right quick. I'm not going to hold you long. 2 quick things. I'm over here at a Whole Foods, and I'm noticing that they have bottled at the mountain source. Is that the same as bottled at the source?
No, is that the 365 version?
Yep.
That's the bad one. All right, here we go. This is a good question. I'm sorry, Brother Ron, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because you know what? That came up in one of our testing. When we did testing on that specific water, it said on the front of it, bottled at the source, right? But then when I test the water, it came up, acidic. And I said, wait a minute, let me see that water again. So if you look on the back, remember, we have a rule. We say no purified, filtered, reverse osmosis, or distilled, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you look on the back of the bottle, it should say, and if you read it, it'll say bottle at the source, right? And it says double filtered. And that's what we were like, wait a minute. If you look at the bottle, make sure you look at it. Do you have the bottle in front of you?
No. I left out the store. I'm in the parking lot.
Okay. All right. So when you see that water, look for it again. When you see it, it says on the back, double filtered. Now, we know that if you got to filter it, then what was it before you had it? Bad water. So if it was pure bottled at the source, then it wouldn't have to be filtered. So that's the problem. Yeah. So that's why it kept coming up bad. But a lot of people have come up with that very question that you've had there. So
Okay.
Yeah,
One more question.
Yes. Sure.
Is it okay to put a couple of tablespoons of liquid chlorophyll in your everyday drinking water?
Sure. Liquid chlorophyll is just plant melanin. It's a version of plant melanin. So that comes primarily from alfalfa. Alfalfa, which we know is one of the strongest of the land species of plant life. So that's why you want to make sure that when you do that, you can add a little bit to there, but also understand that anything green has chlorophyll. Got it? So if you're doing plant-based green drinks and things like that, any green has chlorophyll. All right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Brother Ron. Appreciate you, man. All right. Big B, I think Jordan just gave me the hook. Yes, he did.
Unfortunately.
Jordan, take that hook back. Take it back.
He just brought out the Sandman.
He just got started,
I'm about to knock you out this thing with this chair.
Google Mooga.
Remember the Sandman used to come out with swinging the chair?
Yeah, man. That's just what girls are. What?
Here comes Jordan. Well, Jordan, it's a pleasure to thank you, man, for sitting in today.
Yeah, buddy.
We got to close out. And I just want to say thank you so much for all those that called in with the, with the concerns and the testimonies. And we got a lot of testimonies came through today. And also your concerns and the questions. We say only bad question or dumb question is the one you didn't ask.
There you go.
So I want to say to you, we want to say if you want to get a hold of me, number one, you can call me at 1-877-377-2854. That's 1-877-377-2854 or 215-779-7355. That's again 215-779-7355. Or you can see me on the website www.drpaulherbs.com. Do what Big B is doing. He's setting up that website, Dr. Paul Holistic Health Network on Facebook.
That's right.
You can actually get all of the past shows. Y'all just drop us a line. We'll send you a invitation and bring you into the private network, and you can get all of them. All right.
That's right.
On Wednesdays, I tell you, we having
That's the place to be.
Big B, you just cutting up on Wednesday. You cutting up on Wednesday.
Got to keep us going.
Every Wednesday we're on, and you can go to my website, drpaulherbs.com, subscribe, put your name and your email, and we'll send you a private invitation. All right.
Yes,
I want to thank our producers, Michael Ledbetter, Laura Lomax, and President CEO Sarah Lomax Reese and the entire Lomax family. Thank you, Miss Beverly. We love you.
Yeah.
And we want to say, Big B, thank you so much for chiming in, my brother.
Yeah, buddy, always.
Those numbers. And Jordan, we appreciate you, brother. Thanks for chiming.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
You'll be with us regularly, right?
Yep.
You'll be with us regularly, so thank you so much, my brother.
Jordan's in the water with the sharks.
That's right. Family, that's right. Keep on point. This whole thing is getting crazy, y'all. But guess what? We know and moving forward, we're moving forward in the world going backwards. So be encouraged. Remember, if you're breathing,
I got a
you
shot.
got a shot.
God bless everybody.